Brazil HEAF project engaged students in a study of the Brazilian civil rights movement, where they explored the similarities and differences between the two countries. They also examined contemporary issues in housing, healthcare, education, and class through their research projects.
The capoeira classes that we had in preparation to go into the trip was very vital for our enjoyment, because although the students from Brazil and the students from Harlem couldn't understand each other when we tried to speak, we were able to understand each other when we did this martial art.
Learning about people in other places and learning about places beyond my community will help to change me and make me a better person so that I can make my community a better place.
Traveling to Brazil meant exploring another country, exploring another possible way to look at the issues that we face here in New York City, and another possible way of changing them. The young people we met in Brazil were so much like us. They were intelligent, driven, responsible, and still kids. They were fun to be around.
Proyecto HEAF works with children who live on the streets of Salvador. They provide a safe place and caring environment for these children. They also work to reconnect them to the school by exposing them to the arts.
And these pencils are symbolic of a first step that boys and girls have to start to write and read.
There were people spending their whole days in their programs. Students didn't have to attend Proyecto HEAF. They were doing it because they wanted to. They enjoyed the learning experiences. People really who wanted to go to school, who wanted to learn, who wanted the knowledge.
GDOT is an all-girls drumming group, and they express their movement through the music.
The Afro-Brazilian legacy that's there, and that people are still holding on to what was brought with them across in those slave ships, and what we're lacking here, that connection back to Africa, they still have there.
Be welcome again. This is your home. Feel at home here in Bico.
I noticed that they have fun just like us, but they also have a goal to get a higher education, to be something more in life.
Even though I didn't know exactly what they were saying, I felt the same way. So I wanted to speak to them. It wasn't like they were talking at me or I was waiting for a translator and getting bored. I actually knew what they were feeling and the emotions going through their minds.
Then we went to Steve Biko, and all of the students wanted to be like mechatronics majors and like bioengineering and physics majors in college.
Now that you've seen examples of other people who take on social issues with their whole heart and their whole selves, you know, you don't need to wait. Like, you're it.
The landless movement settlements are communities outside of the mainstream communities of Brazilians, created by poor people because they felt the government was neglecting them. So they came together and made their own communities.
So of course Hershey's bar is not on the trees, but this is where you get the chocolate from.
Through the Brazil HEAF project, I learned that Afro-Brazilians are not happy with their position in society, and that they are creating initiatives and movements to change that position. They want to be on the same level as other Brazilians in terms of healthcare and education.
And this is how all the houses are, the size that they are. They are 2 bedrooms, a living room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. Okay? They don't have running water still.
I realized that we can't take everything for granted, and things that people have to go through in order to have to run a normal life and to provide things for the kids, provide things for themselves, and just try to live.
A Quilombo was and still is a society that was created by people who escaped slavery in Brazil, and also a mixture of indigenous people from Brazil at the time. They started their own societies after they ran away. They built their own houses, made everything from scratch without the need of any assistance from a central organized government.
They gave me a chance to meet people that truly have a sense of life more than what I see in the streets of Harlem.
She is a midwife, and she has given birth to over 1,000 kids, 1,080 something. She says she didn't know anything, but today she's proud to say that she's quilombola também.
Mine is too fragile. With one movement and falls, broken.
It was great to participate in the music workshop with Jiba. He was very well known throughout Brazil. We learned about traditional and popular Afro-Brazilian music.
What surprised me most about Brazil was how important capoeira was to Brazilians. We went in thinking that capoeira was simply a martial art that they used for entertainment and fun, but it actually was a way for them to get in contact with their culture and share a little bit of it with us.
Capoeira signifies perseverance and pride and heritage. It goes deep into the history of Afro-Brazilians back to the time of slavery.
What I saw that religion and cultural expression did was remind people of who they were and where they were from.
The open school was a small school in Calabar. It was started by a man who was only 22 years old when he saw a problem in his community. It was open for anybody and you were free to come as you are.
At Calabar, we cleaned up the school so that it could be presentable when the students came back from their summer vacation. And I personally had a lot of fun cleaning up because I felt like I was making a difference in these students' lives. I was helping their education. I couldn't be there teaching them something, but I was making it more comfortable for them to learn, so I felt like I was making a difference in a whole generation's life.
How do you feel about serving others?
It's good. I mean, we've been here, we've been taking all of their culture, we've been learning a lot. It's good to give back. It's not just here and cake.
After cleaning the open school, we had time to play capoeira with students who go to the school and live in the neighborhood of Calabar.
They don't think that we're tourists just coming to take from them. They can see that we're tourists there trying to help them and trying to give back to their community so they can better themselves.
I think that from the trip I was able to see another part of the world that I will never be able to see. It gave me a chance to meet people from Brazil and speak with them and communicate with them, and to realize that we are two of the same people.
The experience was wonderful. I had a great time. And America's only a small part of the world. There's so many places I can go.
There has to be some sort of change in the way we think about each other, in the way that we address the problems in our societies. I hope to continue sharing that with people.
HEAF exposes me to things that I would never know existed, and you don't know you're ignorant to something until you learn of it. And HEAF allows me to learn about these things and to use these things in America to make a difference.